Hey fasting friends, it's Casey, and today I'm coming to you to bring 5 steps for a successful fast because I'm hoping you're going to be joining me today in our 72-hour group fast that I'm hosting on our Facebook page, Fasting with Friends. If you're new to the fasting world, this will kind of give you a clue as to how to get started, and I'd love to have you join our group. Just find it on Facebook and ask to be added, and I will put you in. So to begin, step 1 for doing a successful fast. The number one thing you need to know is what day are you going to begin? Now, I'm trying to help you out by giving you a suggestion to start today because this is when our group is starting. But if today is not a good day for you and you're like, I want to do this, but I'm not sure that today is the right time because I have already commitments or I have dinner plans tonight or whatever, then you choose the start day that will work for you. And what a lot of people don't understand is knowing when your fast actually begins. So I want to just point out your fast technically begins at the end of your last meal. So let's say you're starting with me today and you decided that your last meal was going to be that you had breakfast and then you were going to start fasting. So if that was you, your fasting time began the moment that breakfast ended, okay? You might choose lunch or dinner. I personally am going to choose to begin my fast tonight after my last meal of dinner. And then I will fast from that point 72 hours forward until Sunday evening. So whenever you start your fast, it really helps if you actually download a fasting app because that will give you an actual timer. And it's kind of fun to see the minutes and hours tick by, and then you can see like, I've made it another hour or, whatever. And a lot of the fasting apps, like the one I use, Fasting Time, it has a little platform where you can actually put in your weight and measurements and everything. So you get actually a starting point and then you can see the progress as you go through. So find a fasting app to download. Like I said, you can use Fasting Time. Zero's another one. There's a ton of them. You shouldn't have to pay for it. So just find one that's free and go ahead and download it. And then the step number 3, that was step 2, is downloading your app. Step number 3 is doing your weight and measurements. So obviously you're going to weigh right after that last meal. So no, because you just ate, you are going to be up higher than you typically would be. So you might be up, say 2 pounds or maybe even 3 from your morning weigh-in time, and that's normal, okay? So you're gonna take that weight from as soon as your fast begins, and that's what you're gonna enter in. So either write it down on a paper or enter it into your fasting app. And then you're gonna do measurements. So measurements, the one you really wanna do, first you wanna do bicep. So just right around your bicep. It's up to you whether you wanna flex or not, but make sure you do it consistent. So like if you're not gonna flex, make sure you put like unflexed, and that way when you go back to do your follow-up measurements, you're gonna also do it unflexed. Vice versa. So bicep is the first area. Second is chest. So you want to go around the widest area of your chest and measure it with like a cloth tape measure. And then waist. Now, waist is different for males versus females. For females, we measure the natural waist, which is the smallest portion of your waist. So if you're standing in front of a mirror, the smallest portion of you is where you're going to measure. For men, you're measuring right at the top of your belly button. Okay? And just do the same place. Make sure you do the same each time. Then you're going to go down and you do the hips. So the widest part around your hips, you're going to measure. And then your quad. So to make sure you have the same spot on your quad, I suggest taking the tape from the bottom of your knee and measuring either 6 or 7 inches up, and then that is the area around that you would want to measure of your leg. And then list those down, like I said, again, either in your fasting app or on a piece of paper so you can keep track. Because what a lot of people notice is some people, they'll see huge success on the scale in a 3-day fast. They might lose 10 or 12 pounds, which is huge. But other people, they might not lose pounds, but they'll lose like 4 or 5 inches. So it's really awesome to see both measurements and weight, just in case you're a person that tends to have more of the inches fall off than the pounds. Either way though, your body is going to be transitioning from the glucose burning mode into fat burning mode, and you will be losing weight, whether it's in the form of inches or pounds, but your body will be shrinking, guaranteed. Step number 4 is to pick up your 2 different supplies. There's technically a few supplies, but the one thing you want to first pick up is your ketone test strips. Okay, so these can be found at Walgreens, Walmart, Kmart, pretty much any place that has like a drugstore section will have ketone urine test strips. The reason why we want these is not for day 1, so it's okay if you can't make it to get test strips on your first day, that's totally fine. But by day 2, or for sure by that 3rd day, you're gonna want the test strips because we wanna make sure that your body has transitioned into ketosis, and this is gonna show you proof that you have. So for instance, like right now, if you had just eaten and you consumed any carbohydrates, your test strip is going to be negative for ketones because your body's going to be burning those sugars that you ate. However, if you've been eating keto, you test and it would already show positive ketones. Your body is in the fat burning mode. But if you're a person that's just been eating a normal standard diet and you're fasting for the first time, you're going to want to see, and also you're going to feel with your body like the change is happening, but to actually see proof of what's going on, it's nice to use the test strips as an indicator. So pick those up at least by day 2. And a lot of people say, well, do I have to do it first thing in the morning and before I've eaten? And yeah, no. This is not a pregnancy test. You can take this any time of the day and it will give you a reading. Now, there are going to be times throughout your fast where you're going to go deeper into ketosis and then lighten up, and it will go through these waves, and that's normal. But the fact that we want to see at least a positive ketone test by day 3 is very crucial, because if you don't get a positive ketones showing by the 3rd day, it's very likely that you're diabetic. So you want to get tested for that. But good news, if you're diabetic, there's nothing better that you could be doing to get yourself out of that than to fast. So that's the first thing you need to pick up is your ketone test strips. The second thing is you need to pick up your ingredients for snake juice. So I'm going to run through that really quickly for those of you that are new and that have no idea what snake juice is and are might be scared about the idea of me even saying that. It sounds terrible. It's basically just an electrolyte powered water. So you can use any water. It is preferred to use filtered water. You don't have to have any special bottled water, but do try to have water that's at least filtered. So you're going to take 2 liters of water, and to that 2 liters, you can put it in a bowl, dump it into a bowl, and then to that 2 liters, you're going to add 4 ingredients. You're going to add first a half teaspoon of pink Himalayan salt. So this is going to give you 82 minerals, if not more. And so you're going to add a half a teaspoon of that. Then you're going to add 1 teaspoon of baking soda. I choose Bob's Red Mill because it's a pure form. You can use regular baking soda. It's not going to hurt you, especially first time fasting, but this is a more quality one. So if you can pick this up, do it. The teaspoon of this added in is going to actually help your kidneys to be able to detox. So letting loose of a lot of stuff. And one thing I will point out is as you're going through this fast, when you're fasting, you may notice some really cloudy urine. That is totally normal. And what that is, you guys, is it's actually your kidneys filtering out and breaking down possible kidney stones and other toxins that have been stored in your kidneys that are getting let loose of. So it's actually a really good thing and totally normal. The third ingredient you're going to add is 1 teaspoon of potassium chloride powder. So this is a hard thing to find. A lot of people have been like, oh my gosh, I'm going crazy trying to find potassium chloride powder and I can't find it. So if you can't find this on Amazon, it's not available for you in the area you live, or if you can't find it at a vitamin market, then you want to go to a regular grocer and look for the brand called No Salt. That's the name of it. And what that is it's potassium chloride powder, but there's a couple other things in it. That will do the trick if you cannot find pure potassium chloride powder. Make sure it's chloride, not potassium citrate. A lot of people get confused by that one. And then the last thing you add is your Epsom salt. So Epsom salt is going to act as the magnesium that your body is going to get, and it's going to help you to be able to let loose of the trapped bowels that have been in your intestines that you're trying to detox. So it's a really important step. So you're going to put all those ingredients into your bowl, mix it up, and then you can either store it in plastic or glass bottles. I prefer glass. It's up to you. You can drink it chilled or you can heat it. It's up to you. But what this is going to do is this is going to make sure that when you ingest your water during your fast, you're not getting an imbalanced water, because most waters are not well balanced. They're either not high enough pH or not high enough alkalinity, and so they're almost more on the acidic side, or they're just null and void of the electrolytes that you need to keep you feeling normal and healthy and not lightheaded. So get those, mix them up, and now you're ready to get going. Now, a lot of people say, well, do I have to start drinking the snake juice as soon as I start my fast? No. You do not have to have snake juice for your first 24 hours of the fast if you've been eating. If you've not been eating though, you're going to need that. So at the 24-hour mark, you're going to be ready for doing the snake juice. So for me, for instance, if I start my fast tonight, say at 5 o'clock, by tomorrow at 5 o'clock would be a good time for me to start regularly drinking my snake juice. Now, in a given day, you want to consume 2 liters of snake juice or more. Now, that's all of the liquid that you actually really have to have. Now, people say, well, can I have tea? Can I have coffee? Can I have plain water? Can I have sparkling water? Yes, yes, yes. The thing is, if you do too much of all the other things, and not focus on getting enough snake juice, then you're going to deplete the minerals and you're going to start feeling unbalanced. So just be careful, make sure you're getting enough of your snake juice, and listen to your body. When your body's feeling really like run down and tired and just exhausted, or maybe a little dizzy, that's when you need the snake juice. So get it, don't pound it, just sip on it, okay? Last step for a successful fast, and this is a big one, and this is the main reason, you guys, why I began fasting with friends. Number 5 is find accountability buddy or an accountability group. And this is because it's absolutely proven it's easier to fast if we have support. When we are trying to do something that's this hard mentally, and we don't have other people around us being like, yeah, you can do this, hang in there, don't give up, don't quit, I'm doing it with you, it makes it so much more bearable. And sometimes you're going to have things that come up during your fast. They're going to go, oh my gosh, is this okay? Is this normal? Am I dying? What's happening to me? And having a group to go to or an accountability buddy to talk to will help ease your mind and set things, so that you're not concerned and you can just get the most out of your fast. Because fasting is absolutely the most beneficial and freest thing you can do for your health, you guys. It's absolutely amazing. And I wouldn't keep doing this and keep promoting it if it wasn't what I felt was the absolute best for healing your body, overcoming your battles with food addiction and weight. And I'm so excited for this fast, you guys. Like I said, if you haven't joined the group, please do so. If you haven't followed and liked this page, please do so we can stay connected. And I'm excited to see how everybody's fast turns out. I know it's going to be a great one. And let's do this. Take care, guys.